My name is Emily Achieng Owade from Sirua Academy. I'm in standard 8, and the reason why I'm happy to be in school is that in future I'll have a better life and assist even all those orphans who are there and they don't have any other ways to be in school. Thank you.
The whole reason and goal of beginning a school is because of a greater need in the Maasai community for children to get educated. Personally, when I got an education, it was walking around 7 kilometers one way, and it has been my long-term dream to begin an institution that is going to serve as many children as possible, boarding them within the school, because I believe that education is the greatest equalizer. It enables children from vulnerable families to get an education and to penetrate the very levels of a quality life that is not possible without an education. So the whole goal of beginning this school is because of service to humanity, service to the Maasai community and their neighbors, and I want to thank God that it has been possible to begin one. Yeah, the beginning of a school has been a long-term held dream for my life, and the whole goal has been the disparities that are prevalent across the whole country, where we have very many places in this country that have been left behind in terms of a good educational system. And I think the foundation of how the whole arrangement with education in Kenya was begun deprived many communities a chance to propel themselves in life into a quality life, especially getting into high school. There are 3 levels of high school. Initially, we used to have what we call the national high school, where there is a very high possibility of a student joining such schools, eventually joining college. So 90% of students who join national high schools join a college. And then there are the provincial high schools, where almost like 50% of students join the national colleges that are available. And then at the lower end are the district high schools, which in most cases is only around 10 to even 5% are able to join universities. And the only reason why children will have eventually to join to these different levels of high school is because there is a national test that is done at the end of grade 8, where all students countrywide are sitting a common test in 5 subjects: mathematics, English, Kiswahili, social studies, and science. And why they sit this test is to grade students. There is no test for those students who have not prepared well, and there is no test for those who have prepared well. So it's a common test for a student in Nairobi as well as a student in Transmara, in outlying districts like these ones. And so children in this part of the world get a very hectic time preparing for this national test in grade 8. And fortunately for me, I was able to join a provincial level high school and managed to go all the way to college. And ideally what normally happens is that you get a good degree, you get a good job, and sit up and live what I would call a good life and fend for your family. But then the whole trend has been going on like that for ages, ever since Kenya got independence. And for me it was like, and then who will eventually come and change the direction of how things are done locally, so that we can enable as many children to join national high schools and hopefully have a chance of joining colleges and creating themselves a good job. or even getting themselves a quality kind of life that is separate from what is going on now. And the whole marginalization of the Maasai community began all the way since the colonial times, when there were, the British called them the reservations, and then there were the northern reserves and the southern reserves, way back in 1904 and 1911. And so when education came into Kenya after independence, these were reservations. Nobody dared to come and begin a good education for the people. There were public school systems that didn't function well. So the whole beginning of Sirua Aulo Academy, which basically means Beautiful Lawn Academy, is to try and fill up that gap, to try to enable as many children locally here join national institutions. But it's not been possible. It's not been like a walk in the park. I've been talking over this for as long as I would remember. It's been a partnership that I have tried to have with as many volunteers that have come our way. And the basic question has always been, why don't you make better the systems that are in place, like public school systems? Yet it becomes practically impossible to do, because there is a very strong union of teachers that comes on the way. There is a lot of bureaucracy that goes all in the education sector. But we ended up beginning this private facility in partnership with so many people, but with the greatest partnership, of course, from the North Point Community Church, when their missioners came in 2006. This request was placed on the missioners. I remember Pastor Kevin asking me in our living room, what single need did the community need while here? And of course, I remember just saying, we need a school for our children. My motivation has been that even eventually when people will come to Christ, they would come on a point of knowledge, making the right choice. And this has happened. We want to thank God that it has happened. And we have grown tremendously for the past 5 years. We will be celebrating our 5th year on May 8th. And it has been tremendous progress. It's been miraculous, to say the least, because in terms of infrastructural development, right now we began with a population of 46 students, and currently we serve a population of 329 students. The school capacity has been, the school capacity out there is over 700 students. We have built dormitories, both for girls and boys. Each one has a capacity of almost 300 students. And we expect to have day scholars, 100 of them, or 150 to 200 students. So this is first in many school systems, or rather many schools that I hope to implement within this district, or this county of Narok. So that if, for example, we have a school like this one sending over 10 students to national high schools, and what if you had 2? What if you had 3? What if you had 4 schools? It will impact mightily on the lives of this community, because the Maasai is are nomadic in nature, but there is no more place to go. They used to go to the Masai Mara plains, they used to go to the Serengeti to feed their livestock. But new legislation has meant that they are no longer roaming around the plains with their herds, because they are no longer allowed to get into the national parks. And even the places they have been set apart is coming along to individual holdings of property, something that has been foreign to them. They used to live a life where land was communal. Everything was done as a community. And all of a sudden the world is opening up before them that you now have to have your own piece of land. And getting used to hundreds of cows, and now you're being told you only have 2 or 1 or none at all, they would definitely need to be given a chance at an education that is going to change their lives. And just briefly, we have done different examinations with different schools, and this particular school has been ranked the best in all the examinations we have participated in. The recently just concluded national test, we were the best in the 2 districts, both Transmara East and West. With we were targeting to have 5 students joining national high schools, but miraculously we were able to send 10 of them. And this year we have a candidature of 25 students sitting for this test. Our goal is to send at least 15 of them to these national high schools. And 4 years down the line, you would realize that there will be so much of these students from neighborhoods going into colleges, and heaven knows what will happen next in terms of their futures. But one basic thing also we have done here is been to inculcate in these children a value for God and a value for them to choose God as the whole goal of life. At the very outset of the beginning of the school, we hired a full-time chaplain who has been resident at the school. And we have devotionals every morning before we set up to do whatever we want to do as a school. And we will only attribute our success to our regard to God Himself and our priority to give Him the first place. And in terms of infrastructural development, we have cleared up with the 2 dormitories, a huge dining hall that has a capacity for almost 1,000 people. Classrooms, we have a few to go. And staff housing is another item that is coming along. But generally, in terms of performance of our infrastructural development, it's been phenomenal. We have really grown so fast. And we'll only attribute this to our partnership, of course, to the North Point Community Church. They have been partnering with us all the way from the boys' dormitory, the girls' dormitory, the dining hall, and in many other ventures, even our drilling of water that we didn't succeed, they have been partners. And the alternatives that are out there for children who do not participate in going to school are almost nil. And what we definitely have here is that we are serving a very small percentage of the population. Our goal is to serve as many children as possible. We brought up the idea of enabling orphans get an education. We partnered an orphan with a sponsor, at least who will be able to commit to take the kid through high school. And right now we serve a population of around 77 orphans within this institution. And you come into the school, you don't even recognize who is an orphan and who has full parents. And those with parents pay a fee, and the orphans, of course, their sponsors support them to get an education here. And it covers everything from their uniforms, their boarding, their meals, their tuition, everything. So this is the only way we can be able to attack poverty at its roots, by empowering the next generation and enabling them get skills for life and be able to live their lives well. Our hosting of missioners from the North Point Community Church has been a life-changing event for us, because every single year, or in 2 years' time, we host a team. Tremendous progress happens as they take back the reports to their families. It gives also the missioners a time to immerse themselves with real mission work. And I think that there is so much to be done here. We look forward to the missions team in July, and the whole goal, again, is to make the North Point Community Church the very part and parcel of the Sirua Academy, including them knowing some of the orphans in our community, interacting with the students, participating in construction work, enabling ministers and other church leadership to have some kind of training by using our facility, the dining hall, and planting a new church. We hope to plant a new church. And every single 2 years when this team has come, they have come along with tons of blessings. I remember a time when they came and they were giving pastors cows. There was a time they came and they were reaching out, and even that year they were able to support 10 pastors who were ministering in their missions for a whole year. We have seen so much friendship, so much Christian love across all these boundaries, and so we look forward to a very productive, very involving mission that is going to enrich the brethren who are coming, and enable also those that are here to even aspire to do more for God. So we look forward to receiving more mission work, receiving more volunteers in terms of teachers, receiving more volunteers in terms of technical personnel, because as the school grows, we hope to have a high school. We hope to have another academy like this one. And so there will be so much work to be done. And it is an eye-opener. Travel is an eye-opener to everyone who is out there.
Simalo Charity from Sirua Academy. I'm a Maasai lady who comes from Transmara district. I like to encourage all the Maasai ladies to learn, because life is not easy here. We want the female immortalization to go away, because we are Maasai ladies and we have a right to learn. As a Maasai lady, I want to become a responsible lady in future and have my thoughts that I'll become a responsible person and help all those who are in need. Thank you.
My name is Mrs. Sanaipenga Minen. I'm in Sirua Academy Standard 8. I would like to thank all my teachers, and I would like to be a responsible person in future. I would like to tell those all people who do not want to go to school, since a school is a godly institution which makes people to grow in future and be the next generation. Since I'm an orphan, I would like to tell those all my other colleagues so that they keep at, and in future they'll be responsible and help others. Thank you.
which also can be written as 2 plus, convert this one, or we have a common divisor of 35 and 1. Which is that common divisor? By 5. So we have
and I've said that if you look at the and the cup.
Sentensi ya sayansi.
Hakuna jina sentensi tafadhali. Senti.
Sarafu ya
ukubwa. Mifukoni mwetu mna vitabu. Mfukoni mwetu mna vitabu. Mfukoni mwetu mna vitabu. Mfukoni mwetu mna vitabu. Mfukoni mwetu mna vitabu. Tunaweza tukasema mifukoni kwetu mna vitabu, halitakuwa sahihi. Ama tutasema mifuko yetu.
Yeah, you brought this out to happen. No. Then 2, mention activities carried out in your labs. So the previous meetings, that is a formal club meeting. We discuss.